Okay, so have you ever guys had a past experience where you think of it and you reminisce on it, but there could be bad parts to it that you don't necessarily remember, so you think of it as a good memory? Well, that goes along with the quote, "Nostalgia is a seductive liar" by George W. Ball. So what this quote means is that basically when you have a good memory from the past, there could have also been bad parts to it that you don't necessarily remember. So I have a few examples I'm going to use to show the quote. So as a young kid, I have a lot of memories going to the doctors, but I don't necessarily think of the shots or everything as so bad, because at the end of the appointment you get a little sticker or they tell you good job, and you don't remember all the screaming and crying you went through when you had the needle in your arm, because you're thinking of the sticker and how happy you were when you got to put it on your binder or something when you got home. So that's one of the examples for how nostalgia is a seductive liar. And another one is when you have siblings, you're always fighting with them, and you guys go at it, swing at each other, you never get along. It's like my sister, I used to steal her clothes all the time, and she'd get super mad when she saw me walking down the hall in one of her shirts, and she would get really mad and tell my mom. But as you grow older, you start forgetting all the bad things, and now me and my sister, we don't think about all the things we used to do to each other, because we've grown so far from it that it's more of like our relationship now. And because when you do grow older, your brain doesn't really think about all the things, all the examples, all of the little details that was in a memory. You just think of the memory as a whole and how it was like a positive experience or a negative experience, not the little details that go along with it to make it the positive or negative experience. So those are the examples for why I agree with the quote, "Nostalgia is a seductive liar" by George W. Ball.
Well, your opening rhetorical question example was a little abstract, but you indicate what the quote was pretty clearly, and I think we get a sense of where it is you're going with this. I like the way that you smiled during that first example when you're talking about going to the doctor's office and getting the stickers. You seem a lot more engaged and interested and enjoying yourself in that particular moment. And I think you got a little bit more confident as you went along also. At the beginning, you looked a little nervous. You had the anxious feet going on, but you settled down there. Probably in the first minute or so, I noticed that it's like you're hugging your back. You've got your arm behind you, wrapped around you a little bit. But again, as you got further into the speech, it seemed like you felt a little bit more comfortable and relaxed talking to us and a little less defensive, and I thought that you improved a good deal. Your gestures were more engaged at that point. I think your voice is projecting pretty well. The pacing's a little inconsistent. At the end of the speech, there's a little bit of vocal dropout as you kind of stop talking and your voice just gets quieter, so you want to be careful about that. The examples are pretty solid. There's a couple things that you've organized it around. There's a little bit of detail on each of those, and those things work pretty well. I like the idea that you do come back to the point that you're trying to make at the finish of the speech as well. Thank you.